So we're here at the first day of the United Nations Summit on Climate Change, and over 34,000 people have gathered here in Copenhagen in hopes of coming to an agreement on our global climate crisis. So it's really exciting. We're in the hall of all the NGOs right now at the Copenhagen conference, and basically there are hundreds. I mean, there are just so many booths, you can't even count how many there are. They've got a whole closet here of costumes and things. Everybody is trying to have their voice heard, and so it's really a circus of all sorts of different kinds of people. Is there a reason you're doing that?
I don't want us to get hung up in the numerology of fighting to 2 decimal point precision how many percent we're going to cut below 1990 by 2020. If this meeting is wrecked by fighting over that, it is a total failure.
Now, are you worried at all about this ClimateGate issue, this mass media debacle that you're talking about? Do you think it's going to affect things here in Copenhagen?
The climate denier gate, as I call it, because the gate's on the deniers, not on the climate scientists. It won't have very much effect here in Copenhagen because most of the people in Copenhagen are knowledgeable about the issue and realize that what a few climate data scientists said privately about their frustration about being constantly attacked and maybe use some inappropriate language, that has been all grist for the political world and the media world to try to convince people. And what they forgot to tell you and everybody else, and the media has not held them to this, and I will do this in spades in Copenhagen right in their face, is in climate science or any complex science, you don't get the end of the world, extreme environmental, deep ecology side and balance them off against some enterprise institute funded by you-know-who oil company. The end of the world and good for you, the 2 lowest probability outcomes. You do not polarize into that. It confuses everybody, and that is exactly what has happened. People buy insurance not because of the average case, but because of the hedge against the worst case.
You ever run into any of the climate deniers that you bump heads with?
Occasionally.
In the hallways here? What happens? Does a scuffle ensue?
No,
Do you have a
I
rumble?
don't waste my time with them.
I try to place myself in a position of a realist that talks about what works and what doesn't, not just what sounds good and what would be nice to do. Now, what I'd like to see come out of the Copenhagen process is that we realize the current approach is not going to work. There's a good chance that virtually all leaders, about 110 as I hear, are signed up to come to Copenhagen by the end of the meeting. And obviously they cannot allow this to fail. So they're going to make a beautiful end document where they all make enormous, nice sounding promises. They're going to throw confetti and drink champagne and go home. But I just want us to remember that was exactly what we did in 1997. So there is one point in which you could say that the best outcome of the Copenhagen process would be a failure, because that would open us up to saying maybe we need to find a smarter, a different way to tackle climate change in the future.
So we're standing right now at the entrance to the conference, and basically this area right here is where they have a lot of side events and exhibits. What's your name?
My name is Shonglin Lang.
Who are you here with?
I come from China, and I'm a member of China Youth Delegation. Yes, this is the first time Chinese youth ever appeared in this kind of event.
Here, I can hold this. They've put together these flotation devices. It's pretty comical. They actually keep falling down. And it seems like they're all really excited about sort of the photo op. With just under 2 weeks to basically come to a monumental decision on climate change, it feels like the entire world has showed up here in Copenhagen to debate the issues.